Green Bay area families making medical history as they try to give their unborn baby the best chance, not of just their survival, but to someday be able to walk.
The parents spent several weeks in Chicago to become the first people at that hospital and among the first in the Midwest to undergo a revolutionary new surgery to repair spina bifida on their unborn baby. Sarah Thompson sits down with the family and their team of surgeons who hope their story of sadness turned to joy can help others.
Oh, those eyes and that little face. Baby Max melts hearts wherever he looks.
He's a very happy baby. He wakes up in the morning and he just smiles.
After a very quick labor, Max DeRuyter made his long-anticipated arrival 11 weeks ago today.
He was 6 pounds 5 ounces.
Getting him home to Alloway, ready to play with big sister Remy and settle into the normal chaos of life with little ones has always been the dream for Chris and Mallory DeRuyter. But 6 months ago, that felt impossible.
So it all started at the 20-week ultrasound here in Green Bay. We were really shocked, for lack of a better word, when we found out that we had a baby with spina bifida.
I was just so devastated that I couldn't even look at anything.
Their baby's spinal column hadn't developed properly, and tests showed a small section of his spinal cord was outside his body in a fluid-filled sac.
If you would imagine having like a zipper on a sweatshirt, instead of zipping it from the bottom up, if you would zip it from the top down, so it was zipped about 3/4 of the way down, and then the rest of the way his spine or the vertebrae of his spine were open.
Chris and Mallory left the doctor's office, uncertain what the future would hold.
It's such a scary time, and there's no information given to you from the start.
Yeah, they paint a grim picture kind of right away.
Chris turned to the internet for information. Mallory went searching for other moms.
I want to talk to real people who have been through this.
They were referred to specialists in Green Bay, then Milwaukee, and eventually the Fetal Health Institute at Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago. They learned baby Max would need surgery.
The disease itself is not curable. Spina bifida is not curable, but the closure has to be done regardless.
Our goal is to provide solutions and care in the best possible way for families. And if we can do something like an operation, boy, that sometimes can be a game changer in somebody's life.
Chris and Mallory already knew from research they had options, including the ability for Mallory to undergo surgery while pregnant to make a large incision in her uterus and repair the spina bifida. It had been done hundreds of times since 2012. But then the team of specialists told them about an innovative new procedure to repair spina bifida with Max still in the womb.
We found out that they did do the fetoscopic option.
But we were going to be the first ones.
We opened the mom's tummy, but we then make little tiny holes in the uterus, about 3 millimeters, very tiny holes to put our instruments in to do the operation on the inside, and that lowers the cost for the mom.
It's called fetoscopic spina bifida repair. In November, Mallory and Chris left 2-year-old Remy with family and headed for an extended stay in Chicago, anxious but nervous to be the first family at Lurie Children's to undergo this new surgery.
It's the most complex congenital abnormality of the nervous system, so of the brain and spinal cord, that's compatible with long-term survival.
That tag team with Dr. Shaban and Dr. Bowman, we knew that Max was going to be in the best hands, really, in all of the Midwest.
Doctors Eamon Shaban, Robin Bowman, and Janelle Bolden began the 6-hour surgery to carefully push Max's spine back inside his little body and close his skin around that opening.
The baby probably weighs about 1.5 pounds at that point in time, right? So very delicate, very meticulous surgical techniques.
While it's still such a new procedure, the doctors believe this less invasive method is less risky for mom and baby. It's not a cure, but they are hopeful Max will have fewer lifelong impacts that can come with spina bifida, like the inability to walk, water on the brain, and bladder and bowel issues.
Those aren't small things, those are huge things that can make a big difference in the ability of a child to go to school and interact and then be independent as an adult.
The surgery didn't come without fear. Mallory and Chris were told there was a chance Max could be born that day at 25 weeks.
When I woke up, it was like okay, what's going on? Is he okay? Am I okay?
Then came relief. Ultrasounds and MRIs showed Max was already improving.
He was moving his legs, he was moving his toes.
They monitored Max closely, and in February, hours before a scheduled C-section, Mallory went into labor. Having the fetoscopic surgery gave her the option for a natural birth.
They said, we're going to try, and I don't think there was any stopping him.
Max has been persistent and a fighter from the beginning.
Oh!
Whoa, did you just hear him burp?
He's done very well after birth. Yeah, he's doing great.
Max has a dislocated hip, so he'll be in this brace for a little longer, but so far, they're optimistic.
He's got full movement in all of his limbs and his toes, and he kicks like crazy when you take this harness off. And so they have no doubts that he'll be able to walk just fine.
Being part of that journey from that diagnosis, from that crisis to the operation, getting through that, the recovery, and to the point now where, again, we're watching them go back home and putting us in the rearview mirror, that is incredibly gratifying for all of us.
Chris and Mallory hope other parents see Max and know from the dark times come light and hope.
And I tell them right off the bat, I say, diagnosis day is the scariest day. It's the absolute worst day, and it gets better.
We're happy that we were able to kind of open a door and pave a way to a new way of doing things.
It's been a long road, but it's been worth it.
Max meets with specialists every few weeks to monitor his progress, and doctors say his first year and a half are the most critical. We have more details about spina bifida and this new procedure at WBAY.com.
Beautiful little boy, beautiful little family, amazing story.
Brad said it best over there, amazing.
Yeah, a medical
Absolutely
miracle.
amazing.
Very
Wow.
cool.